All right. Let's do it. All right. So I'll just do a quick introduction here thingy. Um,
Mm,
all right. So for the YouTube video, so this is this is a live thing as well. Um, so this is gonna be a I guess depending on how long it takes us to uh, or how quickly or how slowly we talk about these things, these topics. But this is a top 10 things, top 10 topics that we are gonna talk about, that are opinions on things uh, that are about Destiny right now, and also going into the future for Shadowkeep. So yeah, let's get on it. Let's get this thing going. Okay, so I just jotted down the our topics. So this is not really in any organized order or anything. We kind of just whatever came up right off our top of our heads. But I just jotted that down order. So this is not it's gonna be pretty scattered, but the categories and all that. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get in that. All right. So first thing that we want to talk about here is competitive. What are you doing here, doggo? Jeez. All right. So comp. So basically, um, what do you what is your
So I like competitive. I mean, as far as like a game mode, as a with the different types of options that you actually have to play with, kind of rolling the dice on what you get to end up with. The one thing I don't like is if you want to have something that actually feels more competitive, I think you should definitely have limits or restrictions on certain weapons actually entering the arena, especially when you start getting into your heavies like rocket launchers and grenade launchers.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. I think that
it takes away from the experience of making it a competitive environment, and it just makes it a cheese fest to see who can get to the heavy ammo the soonest.
yeah, exactly. In terms of the heavy situation, it's not even I mean, for one, it doesn't even it makes it much less competitive of a competitive environment, because I mean, heavy just I guess depending on what you're using, like a machine gun, a grenade launcher, a rocket launcher, um with a machine gun, I mean, you're especially the hammerhead, for example, which is probably
Hmm.
the number one machine gun to use right now. Um, like it has really good range, and with that range, you're gonna be killing faster than most weapons at that range. So
Right.
it's it again, with it's easy
Especially
kills
when you
with
have to
that.
consider that most people are playing in that arena with are normally 9 times out of 10 pulse rifles, hand cannons, or shotguns.
Exactly. Even if
And
they
if
do
somebody gets that heavy, I mean, it's game over until that person runs out of that heavy.
right, yeah, exactly. Just and you can notice it the more that you play comp, and even Crucible in general, it's just you know people can run around with the heavy for a long time, and it's just if you have the a backup mag mod on on the machine gun, and you have a machine gun I think reserves, or scavenger, or whatever
Hmm.
mods on your perks on your armor, you're just adding to that the amount of ammo that you get when you pick up heavy, and it's just that's way too much. It just when you and then when you put that in comp, that's just it's crazy, because it's you can't compete against it in a 1v1 situation,
Right.
unless either you super them, or you also have heavy that can I guess kill them faster, or you team shot them. It's just
Right.
it just really limits the how like your performance at the time, as long as they have heavy, because like it's just they could just run out there. They don't have to play as passive because they know like, oh, I have heavy, like I could just run around like an idiot. Um, and especially with rocket launchers and grenade launchers, that's just easy button kills with that stuff.
Right. I'm
So
not
like
saying to get rid of heavy in like any other game mode other than that one. I mean, I use heavy all the time in Gambit because it makes it a little bit easier because you're
right,
1v4 essentially in that situation.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I can understand using it in something like Gambit, or even if you're in just regular quick play. I mean, okay, I get why you would use heavy in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Like, in term, especially with Gambit, like I'll never invade unless I have heavy, or and especially enough heavy to kill 4 people. Like, I want to
Right.
make sure that I have like plenty of heavy, and
Right.
or also have my super, because like if
Right.
I'm gonna invade, I want to invade like make sure that I can guarantee kill at least 3 to 4 people. And
Right.
if I don't have something to be able to do that, heavy and my super, it's just like trying to do that with your primary. That's just
Right.
it's like way too difficult, because I mean you're going up against 4 people that might also have heavy that they'll just slaughter you with, because you're trying to use a primary against them, or
Right.
they may just like be saving their shutdown super for you, like the Nova Bomb, Blade Barrage, the
Right.
Thunder Crash, like Golden Gun, just those the high damage single use supers. I mean, Golden Gun's not single shot, but it's technically a shutdown super.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, like if you don't make sure you have something that you can rely on to compete against that, it's like it's just way too, like
Right.
you might as well not invade. You might as well not
Right.
invade, unless like
I,
you're a really good sniper.
hey,
Huh?
You
that's
got your
why
special.
I say invade and go punch them.
Yeah, okay.
Just punching.
That'll
Right.
yeah. Who needs a gun? Just go in there with a tank and just punch everybody.
What,
Um.
Just
what were you
run in
wearing
there.
last night? The Worm God,
Oh
whatever's.
yeah, those Worm God Caress. Like goddamn,
Yeah.
dude. The melee damage that it buffs is freaking nuts.
As long
But yeah,
as, long as
so
you can punch them, you're fine.
again with like the heavy in comp, it's like it like just becomes like it becomes much less about playing the game, the match, like the objective,
Greg, you
and
know,
then it just becomes more about just playing around the heavy, because like
Yeah.
whoever gets that heavy just basically gets a bunch of guaranteed kills.
Right.
hey Greg, don't worry about it. Wednesday, you will have a Jotun on your team because I told you
Yeah. Oh,
I'm going over there
just
Jotun all day.
just so you know, Shadow, we're actually doing the podcast thing right now. So feel free to we're talking about comp right now. So feel free if like if there's anything that you want to add. Um, we were just talking about like the heavy in comp, like that's the whole situation. Um, let's
I
see
don't
what
know.
else.
The new stuff that they're adding in, where your whole team can pick up the heavy. I
Yeah.
I like that.
Wait, they're actually
But
adding that?
Yeah,
yeah, but I don't even like that. I mean,
I
in
don't
my
like
but
opinion,
that
I just
either.
think it doesn't even
I
have
just
a place.
yeah, I just feel that if you're gonna keep heavy up in the damn game, at least it's average. Everybody could get some,
I think
not
Right.
what
just
it
one
should
person.
be is like whenever. So like, does each individual person have to pick up the heavy, or is it like when someone picks it up, everybody
Yeah,
gets heavy?
you have to be over there by it to go pick it up.
Oh my god, dude!
But
I
it's
heavy
only
just
everybody on your team from what I'm
right,
understanding from what they're
right.
saying. So, like, say if we're playing and I'll go over there and I'll run and go pop the heavy, everybody that's over there can run over there on my team can run over there and get heavy.
I just like I'd be fine with that for quick play because like again it's just pubs, it's just regular freaking no shit's given crucible. But it's like for comp, like that just shouldn't be in comp because it's not competitive. It totally uh what's the word? It just
Devalues almost.
it's like it defeats the purpose of the term competitive. Adding something
Yeah,
to
but
the competitive that just is totally the opposite way of what competitive is, like just shouldn't be in competitive. Like
yeah,
like for
but you're
example,
not
like when you
you're not
have
you're
because
gonna have people that want it though. So
I don't care what people want. It's because they don't know what competitive is. Most people don't understand what competitive means and what it is to be competitive, what it means to be playing competitively, and and then also people don't know what balanced is. Like people, like that's the thing is like, and I don't even know if Bungie understands either because they haven't done anything like to make competitive more competitive at all like this entire time. And and like also like you look at like exotics, right? Like there's no limit like on exotics. Like people could just use whatever they want. You got people running around with Lord of Wolves, people running around with Jotun, people running around with the colony, truth. There's just all these like people are just running around with all these easy button kill, like just no aim, no brain power, no gun skill, exotics, and they're getting away with it because I mean Bungie enables us to get away with it because they don't do anything about it. Like they don't ban anything themselves and they don't let us ban anything. Like for example, let me like just take like compare this to Rainbow Six Siege for example. Like I mean they're totally different games, but it's like Rainbow Six Siege has a ranked mode and it like actually feels like ranked because it's
well,
actually competitive and
well, Destiny was calling me at the same damn time.
um and I don't know if like Rainbow Six Siege like right off the bat has anything banned for ranked. I'm sure there is, but it's like that. They also like before you start the match, um, they they let each team ban two operators at each. And like I mean you could choose not to ban anything, but you also have the option to ban something if you want. And it's like that's what this game needs is like the ability to ban subclasses, the ability to ban exotic weapons and armors to help level the playing field, and like that would also make it actually competitive. Um, and also like just the fact that like Bungie like for competitive like there should be just a whole bunch of things just right off the bat that should be banned, which like with and like with like talking about like stuff being banned, like you look at Black Ops 4 and like the league play, you look at league play, there is just like they ban like almost everything, and like almost like so many classes are banned, so many specialist equipments are banned, so many weapons are banned. Like you literally if you actually like like play enough of league play, like you actually like you'll see that people only like literally like 9 out of 10 times like people only use the ICR, the Maddox, the SOG, the if they're a sniper they'll use the Paladin, like just the competitive stuff. And it's like I just when Bungie has in their game a competitive playlist but it's just nowhere near competitive, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like they need to do something about it.
I do think they should at least address it. I mean, even if they say we're not gonna allow heavy. I mean, okay, that's a start, you know. you have to start somewhere. You can't just outright ban everything right off the bat because you have to see how that affects gameplay in itself. You know.
I mean, like, yeah, like, you know,
You don't want to just throw the ban hammer down and then.
I do
because,
agree
like,
with that.
Call of Duty's been around for a long time.
Exactly.
And it's a franchise that's been, around forever, and they've had enough time to play with, okay, well, what if we allow these certain things in, and what if we disallow these certain things?
Yeah, like, I think that, like, that I do agree with that because, like, with Call of Duty, like, with when it, right off the bat with the league play, like, they, have stuff banned, like, right away. And then as, like, people play it, as, like, they watch, like, the pro scene, they'll notice, what things, like, they do need to ban and what things, like, to tweak. And, if there's anything that, like, is banned that, doesn't really need to be banned, like, they'll actually, like, mess.
I kind of agree with, like, how they were saying about the comp and things like that. Like, after a while of me thinking about it, yes, I do agree with a little bit of what they were saying. Like, comp is not just for the average person to just jump up in there.
Right.
It's all about a team base.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you don't have a team, you're not going to succeed because you're depending on somebody else to know what you're doing that's not talking to you, that's not saying anything to you.
Right.
But if you all can get in the same rhythm, like I was just playing a comp game. They were in a full team. I know all of them was in Discord because they was all following each other. They was popping supers at.
Yeah.
Everybody don't play like that. Like some people just feel, hey, well, I don't have to get on the mic. I could play. I'm good enough to just play. No, not in comp. Like if this was regular quick play,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. Comp, you're trying to win, but you have to. That's with any shooter game. You cannot play a shooter game and not sit there and have communication.
Exactly. Yeah, teamwork and communication and coordination are the biggest things for comp.
From here on out, my whole way of looking at it, if I'm going into comp and you don't have a mic or you don't want to talk, okay, then you don't need to come with me.
Right.
Because I need that conversation. I need to know if you get killed, where did you get killed by? What is by you?
Yeah, like for example, like when like obviously like I don't have everything like down pat, but like if let's say like whatever map we're on and like I get in like a 1v2 situation like and like I die and like I'll call out like okay there's two of them in this area like I'll say like for example let's I forgot what the map is called. It's like it's a Nessus map. It's the one that like the B is like it's like on the edge kind of. It has like the heavy is like on that like little like the thing that's sticking out of the ground there in the middle, and like when you go down like the hallway from B, it's like a toilet looking like drop like you drop down.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so like let's say like like I get into a gunfight there and I lose and like I see some I'll call out like okay like there's a guy that's weak by toilet. Oh, and then like let's say while I'm still able to spectate, I see someone jump up from there. I'll be like, okay, there's another guy that just jumped up from there, and like you'll know that there's at least two people there. So that's why like the teamwork and the coordination is so important.
But the thing of the matter is like so many people get on this game and just think that it's like another Call of Duty. It's like another Battlefield. It's like another this. No, it's not.
It's nowhere
near it. It's a
team-based
game, and y'all are trying to play every game like it's the same. Like it's any of these one for alls or battle royales and things like that.
I've actually noticed that
play a one man team because you got to look at it. And this is how I am. Like I even told my people from when I was on Xbox, like, hey, let's go in the comp, but let's go as a team where we're all on the mic so we can actually say stuff. It's just like running a raid. You're not gonna go in a raid with somebody that ain't got a mic.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I totally like for a while I would have like thought like, yeah, I like, over time, like I'll get better and better and better, and I could just, do this myself. Like I don't really need to talk to anyone. But like when I started like a little, maybe it was sometime last week or whatever, whenever it was, when I started playing Black Ops 4 again, and like I noticed like I mean it is such a difference. It's like Destiny's nothing like it. You can't like 1v2, 1v3 in like regular gunfights. Like if you're all using your primaries, like you're not going to 1v2, 1v3. Like it's not gonna happen. And but like with COD, like you could do that because that's just the way the game is. Is like you die really quickly. So like if you're able to just play like perfectly, like you can slaughter the whole team in COD. But in this game, like yeah, you also die quickly, but it's just like the movement and like the play styles and the environment is just so much different that that's just not possible.
Because the way I'm starting to look at it now, Greg, is like me and you, we done played a lot of comp together.
Yeah.
We've won some games where we had excellent team members, but it was me and you communicating
Mhm.
that kept us. Hey, look, follow me. That way we know that we're going to be by each other.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole thing of the matter is most people don't understand that it is a competitive thing. It's a competitive game.
Right. I like it.
You
I will say that in terms
first
of
I didn't
like,
understand it. At first, I didn't understand it when I was on Xbox, and people would be like, "Hey, well, you need a mic to be in a raid." No, if I know what to do, what do I need a mic for?
right.
Then I started understanding it more. Like, hold on, man. Yeah, I do need a mic because what if we got to do call outs?
Exactly. Yeah,
How am
that's
I
the
going to
thing.
call
Like
anything
call
happen?
like especially with raids, like when you need to do call outs or like when you need to like tell someone to do something at a specific time. Like if you don't have a mic, like if you can't tell them that, uh, it's impossible. You're never going to get past that point. And it's the same thing with comp. Like if you need to call a teammate over to help you because there's more than one person near you, like if you can't tell them that, well, you're basically dead. Like you're not gonna win that gunfight. Um, and like, um, but yeah, so that's
See, because
why.
my whole, it's like you're saying it's that, and then like I just feel that because people watch YouTube and they think, hey, look, this pro can do that. Yeah, this guy can do that. He spent a lot of time learning how to do that. It's
Exactly.
not.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Is like they'll watch these like really good players, whether it's YouTube or Twitch, and like they'll just see them do these crazy plays, these crazy gunfights, and they'll be like, "Oh, if I just like try to play like that person, I could do that too." It's like, "No, no, you can't." Like you could try, but they've spent years, perfecting the way that they play, and they also have a team and like they know how each other play, they know how to communicate with each other, they know like how to watch each other's backs, like even if they don't like say it, they're so aware with each other that they just know, they're so in sync with each other that like because of the amount of time that they put in to be able to do what they do. And you can't just do that. You can't just watch them and then just be like you have no experience with any of that, and you can't just like be able to do that overnight. It's not gonna happen. Um, and that's why like when we play the matches that we play comp, and like people just start spreading out and just thinking that they could just solo the entire freaking team. Uh, it's just like it blows my mind because it's just like, what are you doing? You're just feeding the other team, and it it obviously like they become a detriment for the team, and it doesn't help us. It basically just makes it where we're gonna get a guaranteed L, and it's like we're basically like it's just when people do that, it's basically playing with like one less person or two less people on the team because they're off doing thinking they could just go do whatever they want to do, and they might as well just back out because they're literally not playing as a team. And
It's
yeah.
it's basically like I said, comp on here, you just got to think of it like any other competitive game that you ever play. You're not going to be able to sit there and run down and chase somebody. You're not going to be able to take on uh, four people at a time and
Right.
oh yeah, I'm gonna kill him, then I'm gonna turn over, I'm gonna kill this guy real quick, I'm gonna hit my super on this one, then no, no,
No.
no,
No.
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 You're
No.
gonna be dead before you even turn from that first guy.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people need to
It.
realize that it's a lot of these pros that they look at and people who perfected their game, they spent
Yeah.
years to months learning that.
Yeah.
It's not nothing that you just pick up fast.
I think like the problem is like like it's great for people to watch these influencers and all that and learn from them, but like the problem is they just assume that like these people are just like like born talented like that, and it's like, you know, if they could do it then I could do it. And like, but the problem is that these influencers don't stress to these people that watch them that it's the amount of time that they had to put in to be able to be that good. And like that's just the problem. That's the misconception or the misunderstanding. And it's just like people just go off like freaking, you know, doing whatever stupid shit they want to do, because they just think that they can just start
Yeah,
instantly playing like a really good player.
yeah, it's more of just taking your time, learning the maps,
Yeah,
being team oriented. I there is there man, look, like I
like
said, I had a football coach. He used to say it always the best. He always used to say, there is no I in team. You could be the best football player on the goddamn field, but you're not gonna
exactly,
win a game
exactly. Like
just
if
because
you're
you're the best
playing,
person on the game.
no matter what, like you're doing, whether it's like, you know, a professionalized sport, an e-sport, or you're just playing, you know, an online team-based game, like no matter what you're doing, if you're doing something that requires more than one person to succeed, to win, like you're not going to be able to, no matter how good you get, like you were just saying, no matter how good you get, you're never going to be able, you're never going to win 100% of the time. Like you're probably going to win like less than 50% of the time just trying to play, just trying to do it all you're on your own. Like it's just, you can't do that. You need the communication, you need the team orientation, you need the teamwork, you need the organization, like you need all of that. It has to all be there.
That fusion rock from that far away.
Um, it has to all be there because, you know, one, like if you're missing anything, like you might as well just not even try. Um, and like, you know, just the amount of comp matches that we play, like I've learned that the hard way. Cause like, you know, whether I'm playing on my own or I'm playing with you, Shadow, you know, like when we have randoms that we can't communicate with, can't coordinate with, it's like bad. It becomes bad. And like even if they're good, like it's just like when the other team like starts adapting, starts noticing like, oh, like, you know, these two dudes are playing together, but you know they're not coordinating with the other two dudes, so let's take advantage of that. And then when we don't realize that, or if we realize that too late, we're gonna lose. They'll start picking up that momentum, and we're gonna lose. Um, right.
I'm starting to just like I play. Like I said, I on console I never played comp because none of my team members wanted to do it. But
Yeah.
now I'm starting to realize, hey, it is all about playing as a team. You
Yeah.
can't be a lone wolf in comp, or you
And I
will die.
think, yeah, exactly. You can't play by yourself. And I thought like, you know, there were a good amount of matches that I got like really good teammates, but those honestly, like now that I think about it, I was just getting really lucky because more times than not, I would just get matches that like I would like just be getting steamrolled over, and because I'm playing alone. I got no one to talk. I got no one to communicate with, no one to coordinate with, and like, um, even if I had like moments where my teammates team shot it with me, that would be lucky because they just happen to be looking the same direction at that time, and it's just like, what are the chances that's gonna happen again? It's you just it's all luck when you're playing by yourself. Um, so yeah, I don't know if there's anything else we want to bring up about comp, but
That pretty much sums it all up right there. It's like you have to work as a team. At the end of the day, you're not going to be a lone wolf. I wish people would get that out their head that they
yeah,
think they could kill a whole team.
Well, you
Yeah.
also have to consider what games people are coming from, though, too.
exactly. Yeah, that mentality. I'm actually
Destiny PvP is a lot similar to Halo. Like when it first came out, when it was really really popular. I mean, the PvP feels very similar to Halo as far as like movement and
Yeah.
your engagements go.
yeah,
Because I mean, even with like the battle rifle and stuff like that, it's still a pulse rifle, but you still had to think about how you were going to engage, and if you were playing,
Exactly.
competitively with a team, you had to talk to each other.
yeah,
And a lot
for
of people
sure.
these days are coming from games like The Division or
Yeah,
Call of Duty
Call of
or
Duty.
stuff like that, where you don't have to communicate as well.
Exactly. Like I think like these games, like Call of Duty, where you can like really go off on your own, it creates such a mentality in people that they believe that they can do that, they can perform like that in any shooter game, in any PvP. And it's like that's not the case. Like I think it like becomes such a like just a like waverable mentality that like people they just totally lose focus of how like every game is different. Like every game is going to play different, it's gonna feel different, damage is gonna be different, environment is gonna be different, things are going to be actually team based. Like it's and they just even if like they'll go through freaking loss after loss after loss, and like they'll get pooped on time and time again, but it's like they'll just think like, oh, like I'm just not good enough yet, and it's just that's not the case. Like sure, you may be able to get better and better. I mean, like you could always get better, but it's like, when are you going to finally realize that this is a team based game? You need to play as a team, you need to play with your team. You can't just run around on your own and think that you're just going to dominate the other team and just hard carry your team on your own.
Right.
Like, that's not going to happen.
Right.
Like for example, when he obviously doesn't stream anymore, but when I used to watch he changed it from change to change, but he was literally the best PvP player I've ever seen. But it's like, and he would always get like 60 plus kills consistently, but even though he did that, he would still lose because like, he's not playing with anybody, he's not communicating with anybody, and like most often than not, he's just getting these people that are just nowhere near as good as him. They're around average level, which is like what most people are. And it's like, you could just be playing your hardest and you could still lose. It's still possible to lose.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of mentality that like, oh, like as long as I play my hardest, like I'll never lose. Like as long as I slay out, there's no way I can lose. It's that mentality is just stuck in people, and it's just they're not waking up. And it's like, yeah, so like I just wish like they would wake up and realize like, hey, like I'm playing Destiny 2, a team-based game. Like, let me, either like let me get some people together, let me join like a clan or something, or make friends, just start playing with random people, make friends with them, and just be like, hey, like you guys play PvP? Sure. Like, hey, let's be a team. Let's four of us let's be the team. Like, this will be our team. Let's just play together all the time and just get to know each other, get to know each other's play styles, learn how to communicate with each other on every map, and just like become a solid team. And it's just like I don't know, when is that gonna happen? When is that gonna happen? But I mean, all right, well, I think that's pretty good for comp there. I think we talked about like a lot of stuff with the heavy, the teamwork, I think we covered all the bases there.
Yeah.
So the next thing that we wrote down was Armor 2.0. So like obviously, I don't know if did you watch the reveal stream about the Armor 2.0?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch it in its entirety. I got the gist that you can add in certain attributes that you would like to have on your armor while disregarding others.
Right.
Kind
So
of build your own god rolled piece of gear, essentially.
So basically, I'll like kind of like try to sum it up as best as I can here. So all the perks on armor that we've been using all this time, like you got the unflinching perks, you got the loader perks, the reserve, the scavenger, the finder perks, the targeting perks, all that stuff that you can get on armor. Basically, what they're doing with the Armor 2.0 is they're changing it from where armors are randomly rolled to where you get a piece of armor and it's got nothing on it. And then they're making these armor perks into mods. And when you get them, you have it permanently. Even if you put it on an armor piece, like you have it permanently. Like it never goes away. It has an infinite amount of uses. You could slap it onto as many armor pieces as you want. What it is like? Okay, so an armor piece will have what is like a void, arc, or solar energy, and like you can bring it up to 10 points total. And to upgrade it, like by each point, it costs like X amount of material, and then when you bring it up to 10, it masterworks it, and so then what it is like you have 10 points to spend, and each mod or perk will cost a X amount of energy. So, like, let's say I want, you know what? I'll just, like, make this random because I don't remember exactly. But, let's say I want an unflinching and a reserves perk on. So, let's say the unflinching will be, like, 6 energy. Like, an enhanced unflinching will be 6, and then the reserves will be 4. Well, there's all the points. I used the points to put the mods that I wanted on my armor, and so that's and then you also have one. The first slot is what's that? I totally forgot what the first slot's for, but yeah. So this basically the gist of how the armor 2.0 will work is that instead of coming with random rolls, they come with nothing, and then whatever mods that you have. You can, taking into account how many points you have, you choose like what mods that you want on your armor. It gives you that ability, the accessibility to choose, to have the choice of what you want on your armor instead of just grinding over and over and over and over and over and over again to get that perfect armor or weapon. Armor. That perfect armor set that role that you want, which is great. I think it's a great idea because, like, it really just lessens that painful grinding that you don't want to go through, but you also at the same time like,
I did mean to send you that.
Okay, it didn't come through.
Yeah, I wanted to send you a friend invite because just to
Oh,
give you and Greg a heads up, I will be
Um,
making a new whole clan, my own clan,
okay.
not part of the Xbox uh, group no more. I'm gonna start my own,
okay.
and I'm going to have rules, set rules to get in this clan. I have to want to do anything. And
Um,
you have to play with clan mates sometimes out of the goddamn thing. Because I got people in this clan right now I ain't never played with.
yeah. Um,
Never.
so, um, right. So that's how the Armor 2.0 will be, and okay. So like a error from Redeem that I watch his like YouTube videos because he's like really informational and all that. He actually made a video like talking about it, and like the one thing that he said that I didn't catch during that live stream was that, and they didn't bring it up either, was that there are armor perks that are specified towards certain elements. So like you'll only see some mods if they're arc like element arc energy, and like some mods will
Mm-hmm.
only be like if your armor is a solar energy armor, and then some mods you'll only see if they're a void energy armor. So like I think that's probably the only drawback to it, because it like you still have much more of a accessibility to customization, but with mods like being only um, being able to be used depending on what their energy element energy is. It limits that as well. It limits the customization as well, because then you can't have like all of the customizations that you could have if you could use anything on anything.
Okay.
Um, but that's about it. I mean, everything else was pretty great.
I mean, it sounds pretty straightforward. It sounds like a lot of games nowadays with how the
Yeah,
mods work for
I,
stuff. So,
and I think like what is really, I think what's good about it is that like they're um like what they're basically, the point that they're basically saying is like, you can actually now set up yourself, your own roles. Like you can set up excuse me, you can set up an aggressive playstyle role. You could set up a support role. You could set up a overall general PVE role, PvP role, gambit role, raid role. It gives you a lot of customization
right.
options, which is great. So like basically once a Shadow Keep comes out, and like over time as people figure out like what's the best setups for strikes, raids, gambit, PvP, everything, like you'll know. And
Yeah.
it'll be like a lot easier to set that all up, because if you have the mod, you could just take an armor piece, slap it on, boom, there you go, you're all set.
Yeah.
You don't have to like really grind for anything unless you don't have the mod yet.
Right.
Um, but yeah, so that's pretty much Armor 2.0
Well.
in a nutshell. Um, and uh, yeah, and then also like if you I mean right off the bat when Shadow Keep comes out, if you got any of your Solstice armor to Masterwork, I don't know about if you have to get it to Masterwork or just the legendary version, but I mean they didn't really specify on that in the live stream. But like as long as you get it to the purple version, when Shadowkeep comes out, you go to the gunsmith, and you could just upgrade the armor. Well, it'll give you a new set of the armor, but
Mm-hmm.
you could upgrade it to armor 2.0 version, and like you could have the solstice armor on as 2.0 armor 2.0, which is pretty cool.
Hmm.
You,
Well.
um, and I think like that's definitely worth doing for at least one character, um, because I mean, you already have Armor 2.0 right off the bat, right off the rip, and instead of like playing and like waiting till you get like a full set of Armor 2.0. So
Right.
that's pretty cool. All right, so let's knock that off the list there. Alrighty, so now we got AI. Right. So AI. What is our gripes about AI?
Just the phalanx.
Yeah,
And their
phalanxes
dumb
are stupid. I mean, I'd be able to go off for like freaking forever about AI, but basically like, yeah, phalanxes being able to one shot you, just meleeing you with the shield, pretty stupid, because you can't do anything about it. You can't counter it. You can't react to it. Um, like, I mean,
Unless you're on a super, you really can't get around it without
Yeah.
having to fly around to the backside or
Yeah.
you can shoot the center of their shield, which is fine, but when there's
Right.
5 of them,
yeah,
It's
in the off chance that like you're kind of just in a pickle and there's just no way to get out of it, it's just it's really annoying. It's very very annoying, and it's just like it shouldn't still be a mechanic in the game. Like Bungie should have like learned at this point and like changed. Like I wouldn't care if like made you like fly a little bit, like not enough
Yeah.
that like slamming against a wall would just kill you, but like if it just shoved you like and like did like a little bit of damage, I'd be okay with that. But the fact that like either one just insta kills you right then and there, or two, it makes you go flying and then you just slam against the wall and it just kills you, like that's just it's stupid. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. And like I think like the worst part about it is like let's say you're doing a mission or an activity, and the check like the last checkpoint is freaking forever ago. You have to do all that again, and it's like that's really like it's very aggravating.
right.
So like yeah. And
I think it would be interesting to see though what new AI they introduce with
oh
Shadow.
god. Yup. I hope there's new AI. I'm really really hoping that there will be, because I mean this whole year we haven't gotten any new AI. It's still been the Fallen, the Hive, the Vex, Cabal, Taken. Like we've had that for a whole year. Wait, for 2 years at this point. Right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really hoping for something new, to see just something new.
Yeah.
Even if like they just take like the Hive and just like modify them, like where they have like new guns, new abilities, and like there's just they look different and stuff like that. I just something fresh, something new, like would be nice. But like I mean, for me personally, there's a lot of AI that I like don't particularly like, and that I just really wish that they would tweak them. I mean, like you got those taking vandals that pop their freaking bubbles every like the freaking moment you shoot them, which is really annoying. And like I think the most annoying thing about that is like sometimes like you'll just like I don't know how they do it or why they do it, but like you'll just aim at them or like even just look in their general direction and they'll be like, oh, bubble. They're like you don't even hit them and they'll just pop their bubble. It's like why? And then like the taken captains and even the taken thrall that just teleport all over the place, like boop 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 boop. They're just teleporting left and right, left and right, left and right. It's like, dude, like it makes you feel like you're playing against like insanely laggy people, and it's like really annoying. And it's just like then when they just start, there'll be times where like they'll do that for like 10 seconds straight, and then they'll just jump in your face and just spraying at you, and then they just murder your ass. And it's like, bro, like what the heck? It's just it just makes it's really annoying, very inconveniencing, and not fun. And then you got, like the Hive Acolytes. I hate Hive Acolytes because I always get Acolyte grenaded from across the map, from behind freaking walls and rocks and obstacles, and like they just hit me exactly where I'm standing. And I'm like, why is it that AI can do stuff like that but we can't? Like they can hit us across the map from behind freaking environment, with and it's just
darkness bolt and all that.
Yeah, and they know they know exactly where we are from when they can't even visually see us, and it's like they could just hit us with their weapons and their abilities and stuff, and it's like why are they allowed to do that? And like they do, it's not like they do a little bit of damage or anything. It does like a decent amount or a lot of damage, and it's like that's really annoying because then like we have to run even further back and hide even more, and to wait for our health to come back so that we can get back into the fight. It puts us out of the fight for so long.
Yeah.
And it's like really annoying. Let's say let's see, Fallen. I mean, I'm kind of okay with the Fallen right now. The Vex. I wish
Vex
the
I'm fine with. I think
Vex
they
are
add
pretty fun.
something to the game that's kind of interesting, especially I understand the frustration with them teleporting sometimes.
Yeah, that's basically
time,
about all. Like that's my only gripe is just the what are they called? The Minotaurs that just constantly teleport. But like I mean they're just teleporting. They're not like shooting you while they're teleporting. So that's like the only reason why I'm kind of okay with it. It's annoying, but it's not really frustrating because they're not doing anything to you while they're doing that. And like you could just keep backing up and stuff. You could just run around them and all that. And you could even just like jump over them and to like bait their punch, and then you could just turn around and just shoot them in the back. So like it's not really like you could actually do something about it, which is why I'm okay with it. The only other thing that I'm like super annoyed about, actually, like the only thing that I'm super annoyed about with the Vex is those like Cyclops things that like, I mean, they're kind of easy to dodge, really. And like you don't take damage from it if you're behind like a wall or something. But like let's say like that purple blast thing, like if you the chance that you do get hit by it, it just one shots you. And it's like I don't agree with like I mean, and this will be for anything. This will be for anything, not just these Cyclopses, but like nothing should ever one shot you. Unless it's a boss wipe mechanic, nothing should ever one shot you. And it's like that's just that's basically
especially from like an orange bar NPC.
Yeah. Especially if it's a red or orange bar. Like I mean, come on, man. Like that's a joke.
Yeah.
And like so but that's about it. I mean, other than that, like I like the Vex. They're totally fine. Totally fine. I'm not getting freaking grenaded by them from across the map, really. I mean, honestly, if anything, the Vex grenades are kind of stupid. They're so easy to get away from, which is what I like. So yeah, Fallen, Hive, Cabal. I mean, Cabal, like other than the phalanxes, there's not really a. I mean, I would say like the only other thing that I would say. I mean, it's not really a big deal. They don't need to do it. But I would just out of like, again, it's like a little just annoying. But the lunge range of those gladiators, way too far. They could cross map up to your ass just like in one lunge. And I'm like, dude, they need to like not do that. Yeah. Like, it's crazy. I mean, they're like, again, like not really a big deal or anything. But like, let's say like, you're running away to get away from them. And then like you're weak. Like you're one shot.
What's that one strike that we
the inverted spire?
is that the one where you have to deposit the 2 arc charges and then
Oh,
there's
the,
the like 8
the...
gladiators on
Are
that
you talking
one
about, like,
side?
the giant Scion boss at the end?
Yeah.
That's the... Oh, my God, the name of it. Shoot. Well, I totally forgot. I know what you're talking about, but I totally forgot
Yeah.
what... I totally forgot. It'll come to me, but I totally forgot what the name was.
Well, it's just I just remember it because you have to put those 2 arc charges in there.
Yeah.
And then when you get to that other side, both times you get over there, it's either 3 or 4 gladiators per arc charge.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
That's fine and everything, but again, I mean, to go back to team mechanics, though, you need a second person over there with you to help you kind of, watch yourself, because otherwise you drop
Right.
there.
And like, I think like what would make that part really annoying is I mean, for one, like if you're going there on your own, and like if one of the strike modifiers is blackout, where melee's literally just like some dudes like would normally just 2-shot you, but with the gladiators, for some reason with blackout, I'm getting that sound again. That's weird. With blackout with gladiators, they 1-shot you. For some reason their melee weapons do enough damage to 1-shot you with blackout. So like they definitely need. I would love for them to reduce that lunge range and like do less, like enough less damage, reduce that damage enough that they won't 1-shot you with blackout.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for the Cabal there. Taken the teleporting, just please take that out. It's so annoying. I know it's like what make the taken, but I mean, to me, like that's just an excuse, and like that they need to like give them a different ability.
Like how the Minotaurs do. I mean,
yeah.
Instead of having them all over the map.
Exactly, because like they could do it like constantly, like, boom, 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 boom. Like it doesn't seem like there's really a cooldown for them to be able to teleport again. Like they're able to just teleport.
I'd even be fine if they just give them the teleport. Like okay, every X amount of seconds they teleport this location, or they teleport this direction. Or
if it were much more,
to know the direction, I guess, but just on a timer as opposed to just randomly, because when you're fighting a bunch of them and then they all shift and you have to keep. Oh well, now they're all over here, and now they're all over here.
Exactly. Yeah. If it was much more organized, much more predictable. Then I would definitely like that a lot better. I would definitely be much more okay with it. And like the other like really annoying thing too about it is that like they can still shoot you while they're doing that, which is like really annoying. I don't like they definitely shouldn't be able to do that. Yes, that's oh yeah, and then the taken knights that just like are and they're just spraying all that fire on you, and then just it does crazy damage, and it sticks on the ground for like 10 seconds straight, or at least like that's what it feels like. It feels like it lasts way too long, and like I think like the one activity that really sucks if there's like a whole bunch of them is Gambit. Like let's say you got your Primeval out, and like the other team is like nowhere near it. Like they have they have the freedom to literally invade you like every 10 seconds, but they also like since you can't invade anymore, they can just stockpile. Doggo, you're on my wire. They have the freedom to literally just take their time, stockpile their motes, and then just like get up to 15 as many times as they want until they summon their Primeval, and they're dumping like 3, 4, 5 knights on your ass, and it's like all that fire that you gotta deal with until you kill them. Like it's really bad. It's really annoying. I mean, because not only are you dealing with the boss shooting at your ass, you got like 3, 4, 5 knights spraying fire all over, and it's
Yeah.
like, damn, dude. Like they spray the fire like a lot. It's
Yeah.
not like they do the fire thing and then like 30 plus seconds go by, and then uh, and then they do it again. It's literally like they do it, and then like it's literally like 5 to 10 seconds. Oh my god,
Yeah.
my game like freaking. I don't know, my game just crashed. Right, let me just. I had it on like my character selection screen, just so that there's like a background going on. Let me
Right.
get that going again.
Hey, boss, I'm actually going to hop off here for right now. I can continue this conversation just a little bit later, okay? Is that cool, or
Yeah, absolutely.
we can just cover the second half of that list just a little bit later?
Yeah, I'll keep this list the way it is.
Yeah, because I'd actually like to talk more about it. I enjoy hearing your side of it, too, because I haven't played this game for nearly as long as you have, so...
Yup.
Alright, man, I'm gonna hop off for right now. I'll shoot you a message in Discord when I'm back.
Yep. All right.
See ya.
See ya. Alright. Hey, Shadow, you still here? All right.
Yeah, I'm still here. I was actually building a new clan.
Cool. So, I just for the sake of like, because I want to like, just keep it going. I mean, I'll keep the rest of the stuff I have here, like, and just talk about the rest of it with Wishy another time. But like, I wanted to just like make this for this time for this video. I wanted to just cover everything that I jotted down here. So I know we talked about comp, and like we talked a lot about comp, but is there anything about like Crucible, like just it could be anything? Is there anything about Crucible in general, like whether it's like about abilities, weapons, armors, game modes, just anything at all that you want to talk about?
I'm actually, after playing as much Crucible that I have been playing, I don't really have a lot of complaints no more like I did. But I can see like where the complaints come in at, because there is a lot that goes on.
Yeah.
My whole thing is I'm starting to see how to play it the right way compared to playing it how everybody else plays it, because it's more about, just like I said, teamwork.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, it's not gonna work. I don't care how good of a player you are or anything, like it's just not
Exactly.
So I don't have a lot of complaints about the Crucible. Now, like some of the missions, I can speak on, because I just feel that some of them are like long and pointless to me, and then some make sense. But some of the stuff just don't make sense at all. Like, why are we doing this? Why does it take this much to do this, but not that much to do something that's more important than that?
Right, exactly. Like I mean, I totally agree with those pinnacle weapons that like they really make you grind like very specific like objectives that you got to do, whether it's like getting kills with a certain weapon, getting like precision kills, getting kills with certain element damage, like with the Luna's Howl, and like then the Redrix's Broadsword. Those quests do that, and like they're good weapons and all. Like they're really good weapons, but it's like you look at like other kinds of like weapon quests, um, whether they're exotic weapon quests or other pinnacle weapon quests, and it's like
I don't
they
feel like some of these guns and things are worth that long ass fucking grind.
exactly, like that's the thing, like they feel like it's such an eternal grind, and then you look at like these other weapon
And
quests,
then
and
I
it's
don't
like they it looks like it
like
looks
even
like it's a lot, but like they take so much shorter. Like the loaded question and the Wendigo, that went by so much quicker than like the progress that I've made with the Luna's Howl. And it's like it's crazy. It's too much.
like I just feel like some of these guns like the recluse. I don't like that gun because I just feel that people don't have to aim. It's a spray and pray gun.
It
That's
is,
it.
yeah. That's literally it.
The
And
mountaintop. Oh, I could jump in the air and shoot at your toe. Like nigga,
oh
hold
yeah.
on.
Wait, please.
So you're telling me you could kill a person by shooting at their toe? I ain't seen a man yet, and to this day, that didn't die for getting shot in the toe.
Yeah, yeah. Mountaintop
Like,
is super cheap. It's just
I don't find that to even be. I don't see where they think that shit's fun or it's perfect, but that's a broken ass gun where you don't have to do anything but literally jump in the air and shoot somebody in the toe.
yeah, and like I was saying before, like stuff that just one shots you, I will never agree with. Something you can't do anything about, something you can't counter, something you can't react to. Like it's just that kind of stuff just shouldn't be in the shouldn't be in any game. I mean, let alone this game. It shouldn't be in any game. Um, because it's just like, especially when you're not really, it's not like even like a punishing mechanic. It's just something that's just in the game. If it's not like for example, raid boss wipe mechanics. You know, you either took too long or you did something wrong. You know, you get punished for it by everybody dies, and you can't do anything about it. You have to do it over. That makes sense. Like that makes sense to me. But like stuff that like the mountaintop that you don't even have to hit them. You just shoot in front of their foot and it kills them. Like that's just stupid. It's skillless, it's brainless, and it makes no sense, and it shouldn't be in the game.
Well, they got a couple of things like that. A couple of guns.
Yeah,
Like I think the one-eyed mask is still to this day. If you use it, you're the cheapest person in the world to use something that gives you a full overshield just because you got hit.
yeah. It's so stupid. Like how you get your health and shield start regenerating. You get a more durable
Man,
overshield, and
oh
the
my
thing
God.
is that like
If
even if
Bungie
you
don't
get even if you
if
get
Bungie don't put a
damaged.
damn thing behind they goddamn net code, boy, I didn't put a whole two clips in the
Okay.
person and they health did not move
Um,
one bit.
even when you get damaged, as long as you have that perk active, your that overshield can regenerate, and it's like that's no. That is a no. And it lasts for 8 seconds. Like for PVE, I mean that's whatever. But it's like for PvP that's way too long. Like look at the recluse's perk, the what's it called? The Master of Arms. That thing lasts for 4 seconds. That's how long the perk should last for the one-eyed mask. 4 seconds. It shouldn't like it's like the 8 seconds is no excuse. Like I don't care. Like it the overshield is able to tank enough more than enough damage that like even if you got into another gunfight after that, like that overshield will save you, and like and it'll save you in a 2v1 as well. Like you'll have like your health and shield back, and then you have that overshield. You could 2v1 with that, which is
I
crazy.
say I say that, and then it's a couple of things like you're floating in the air, but you get hit by a gun, but just because you have the last word and you're floating in the air, you get more accuracy. Like
You
yeah,
do?
you try jumping in the air and actually shooting some goddamn body, nigga. That shit's not working.
He's,
Like if y'all don't stop with this fake ass shit in these damn video games, like I'm literally watching this Titan like jump in the air and just float in the air, toot 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 with the last word. Like, come on, man, get your bitch ass out of here, dude.
um,
Your aim is like the aim is not even there. Like, please start making people use aim in these shooting games, not just fire and be at the hip. You're not gonna hit anybody if you shoot at the hip.
oh, even, uh, made a PC clan, but invited to his new clan. Thanks for being a part of this clan. Oh, wow. Um, uh, bu- 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 uh, right, so, yeah, I mean, other than
Like,
most of the stuff that we talked about for, like, comp, I mean, because, like, it kind of just, most of that stuff, like, really had to just do with Crucible in general, anyway. Um, but, yeah, I mean, uh,
to me, it's not all about like just the crucible stuff, the comp stuff. I just wish that the game would be kind of balanced
yeah,
because
there's no,
I don't find that if you jump in the air and you're shooting at somebody, I don't care if you have the last word or something like that, that shouldn't work. I don't care.
I would
You're not
see.
gonna sit there and rapidly shoot somebody and get point blank hits. No.
I think that the way that it should be when it in terms of in-air accuracy is that either one that because there are mods that do increase uh or like that literally actually give you like in-air accuracy, which is the Icarus grip or Icarus something. That literally gives you like 100% in air accuracy. So what it should be is one of two things: either just in air accuracy is out the window, and it's just like your bullets just go to the freaking moon. Like there's no way to hit people in midair, or two, they're just it should just be built into the game that like you have in-air accuracy. Everything has perfect in-air accuracy. It's like you can't have freaking built into the game like questionable in-air accuracy and then have a mod that gives you in-air accuracy because it's just like basically without that mod on like your in-air accuracy is just out the window. Like you might as well just stay on the ground. Um, especially if you have like if you're using a gun that has like big bloom.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I agree with you on this on most of the stuff. I agree with like some of their changes. I don't really have a lot to really say about when it comes to this stuff. I just wish that it would be more balanced instead
yeah,
of just all over the place.
yeah. I mean, like that's the biggest thing, really. Honestly, like there's really not much to like talk about or like I mean even complain about really. It's like it's really just the balancing aspect. There just isn't any. They keep adding they keep like making things more like stronger and stronger. And they keep adding more and more things to the game that are just broken and broken and broken, and it's just like there's just no attempt at balancing anything, and it's just like what are y'all doing?
It's like I said, I love the game. I've been playing Destiny since Destiny One, since
Yeah.
day one,
Mm-hmm.
faithfully. But some of the stuff I don't understand why they got it like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
but it is what it is. Like
Exactly.
to me, no matter how much complaining somebody does, it's not really gonna change it. Uh, that's the way that they see the vision of their game, which is understandable. Okay, I can get that. I can get behind that. But still, try to balance this game out.
Yeah. I don't know. So the after that, the next thing that we jotted down was exotics, because um, there are plenty exotics in this game that are either one just way too strong, or two they're just totally useless. Like it just feels like what would be a good example? Oh, like there's like a Titan chest piece that like it auto reloads like your auto rifle or something. Like I forgot exactly what the description is, but it's like an auto rifle related uh, uh, Titan exotic chest piece, and it's like, you know, like literally the from the moment that it came out up to this point, no one's ever used it. Like, unless like you're making a video for some like meme stuff, like, I mean, I don't know really what you would even do that with, but like, no one's there's no value to it, because it has no utility. Auto rifles are not a thing. They're not the meta at all in PvE or PvP. So like it's a literally a questionable exotic of why did they even bother adding it to the game. And it's like, and then like in terms of like overpowered exotics, like for the Titan you got the one-eyed mask, where it's like you just can't die, because as long as like you let someone get one shot on you and then you kill them, like you literally don't die, like, ever. And it's like way too strong, and it lasts too long, and it gives you it like immediately starts your health and shield regeneration after when you kill the person. And then it also I think it is there something about increased damage, maybe, I think. um and then you have that extreme overshield. There's way too much going on there, and it's way too strong. And it's like, uh why we're waiting this long for them to do anything about it, if they're even going to, I don't know. Like, the second, like, again, I'm like I've said countless times, uh, that they need to become more proactive with their updates and their patches and all that. Because, like, as soon as something comes up that is just, wrong in the game, like, they need to get on it right then and there, like the
Well,
next day.
I can understand that too because, like, coming from an Xbox background, I mean, coming from Xbox to jumping on PC, it's like, okay, then they start talking about cross save, but I had to wait like all this time for cross save.
Yeah, imagine that,
It's
like, how long that we had to wait for that.
like okay, so I waited all this dang on time, so now I have to literally.
Oh yeah, and then let's not forget that, like, they're adding cross save now, but it's literally 6 days until the event's over. You only have 6 days to literally do all your solstice stuff. Like, if you decide to transfer your characters. So, like, that's a bad move, bad timing on their part, for sure.
Yeah, so it's like, to me, it's just like, I have to wait until I had to wait all this time, and now I got to go through all that solstice grind again.
Yeah.
I got to do all this and do all
Like,
that.
I just don't get why they couldn't make it where, like, the game or the Bungie or whatever would recognize that you did it on a different account, on a different console, and just say like, okay, like, you did it, we recognize you did it on this count, like, so we're adding it since you're transferring your characters from this console to whatever, we're gonna give this stuff to you because you did it and you got it on a different one. That's what they should do. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if, like, they just don't want to do that or for whatever reason. But it's like, if that's something that they could do, would be nice if they did do that.
Yeah. But it's just like I gotta do all this grind up. The only good thing out
Yeah.
of it is I have all my exotics and I have everything that I've been doing before I went to PC. But I
Yeah.
just feel that was like too long of a wait for something, and then I have a week to get all my other shit done.
Hmm.
Like, okay, so yeah, give me like less than a week to get all
Yeah.
this social stuff done, and
Like, you'll literally, like the with what they're with the how it's gonna be, like 6 days, like you'll literally have to burn your brain out literally just grinding even for one character.
yeah,
Like, it's gonna take you like 2-3 days just for one character if you play like a lot, like almost all day. Because like the green and the blue armor are the grindiest armors, and it's like that stuff is gonna take a while. And like you have to be like, if you want to do it within 6 days, like you gotta be freaking going fast. And it's like that puts extreme, like, a rush and like stress on people that want to do that, because it's like, they'll only have 6 days, and it's like that's not cool. Um, but yeah, so like with the like exotics, like again, like I think that they need to. I don't really want to go too into detail with it because I mean, there's just so
some of
many.
them were cool. Some of them were cool. The most I can say about exotics, there's some are cool, and then some is just like, hmm, where's the thought behind
Yeah,
it?
exactly. I think that like adding fun to play with exotics is great and all, but it's like, when you really think about it, when you really look at it, you have to also think about where is this going to be useful, at what activity, what playlist, like where is this going to be useful for me to use. And if you can't think of something, if you can't think of an activity where, like, it's going to be useful for you to use and it's going to help you and your team overall, uh, there's no, there's no point in like even having it in your inventory, in your vault, anywhere. And it's like, sure, like, you could get it at least once just to have it in your collections, but that's literally where it's gonna stay for the rest of its lifetime. And it's like,
Yeah.
um, that's why if they're going when I every time they add an exotic, and like honestly, I really wish they would be adding more new exotics than just bringing back old ones and just revamping them, because it's like, it's a new game, Destiny 2. It's I mean, it's a extension to the series, but it's like, I want to keep seeing new stuff. I mean, people want to just keep seeing new stuff. And so like it's cool and all to bring back these like fan favorite exotics and everything from Destiny 1, but at the same time it's like, well, instead of like using your heads a little bit and being creative and imaginative, you're just being lazy and just bringing back old stuff so that you don't have to, like, build something from the ground up, um, which I think is kind of lame. And like the fact that they keep bringing back old exotics, um, again, like, it's great and all, and like, but it's like just uh, um, just
Yes. thought
I
in.
forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, they got hit me.
Um, um,
Oh, cool.
just having, like, I don't know. It's just like I feel like if they just created new exotics that were built around the way the game plays now, and built them around the activities that we play now, that would be so much better than just them bringing back old exotics. Like you look
Damn, why is
at
my shotgun not
But
doing
like you
shit?
look at like the most I think like the most recent one that they brought back was Bad Juju, and like that's great. Now Bad Juju is a really cool, fun exotic to use, and like at the in the moment, like the first like week of Bad Juju coming out, like it was like like people were making videos about it, like, and it seemed like oh my god, like Bad Juju basically has Rampage times five, and like it gives you a ton of super energy back, like every time you kill somebody, and it's like you would think like and it's a full auto pulse rifle, and you would think like oh my god, this is going to become a really strong exotic for PvE, and then it didn't. And it's like it just makes me think like whenever they do that, whether they make a new one or bring an old
God
one back,
damn.
um it just makes me wonder like why do they even think about when they bring an exotic into the game, like do they like make sure, do they are they even thinking at all about like where is it going to be useful, like how much is this really going to be used, like is what we're doing, is the ability that we're giving it too weak, is it too strong, like do they think about any of these questions? And it's like I just wish like they would put more of a thought process into exotics, because the way that it's been ever since Destiny 2 came out, I mean probably Destiny 1, but like really with Destiny 2 is just there's so many exotics that are either just so like valueless, or they're just way too strong, and it's just like I don't know. I don't. It really makes me question whether like they even think about what they're doing at all with exotics. Um. So yeah, I mean that's about like all I gotta say with exotics. Anything?
Yeah, like to me, it's just it is what it is. Like I said, they're gonna make the game that they want to make.
Yeah. I mean this is more about just like we're able to just freely say like
But like
like
I said,
our
there's a lot of things on here, like finding special loadouts for a shotgun. That's fucking to a way to me that's kind of stupid because everybody don't get them. Like you
mm-hmm.
got to grind a strike just to get a certain shotgun with a certain roll that's gonna do a certain amount of damage. And okay,
Right.
I'm grinding this shit, grinding this shit, grinding this shit. I still don't get the damn shotgun. That's like
Yeah.
you're grinding something all goddamn day, hoping that you get something. Why do I want to hope I'm gonna get something?
Yeah.
This is the thing.
I think what would have been cool, instead of like making where you grind for the perfect role for these Nightfall exclusives, I think what would have been a much better idea is that like you, in order to get it, like it would come with a set roll, and in order to get it you have to get 100,000 plus on the Nightfall. That would have been a much better idea because it's consistent. You know that if you get 100,000 plus, you're gonna get it, and you know the roll that you're gonna get because it has a set roll. So I think that just would have been a much better idea. I think that would have been a great solution to that, because like I don't know. I just like, in my opinion, that just would have been much cooler than like having to grind day after day, maybe even weeks, just to get that god roll on what you're looking for. And the thing too, even with Nightfall exclusives, is some of them aren't even used. Again, like some of them are like cool, fun weapons and everything, but it's like they're not used. Um, yeah. So the next thing that we wrote down was classes and subclasses. So, I mean, basically, like, we all know a lot at this point about freaking, undervalued and overpowered subclasses and supers and abilities and all that. I mean, the first thing right off the bat is the, roaming supers like Fist of Havoc, the Spectral Blades, Dawn Blade, Nova Warp, Golden Gun, Storm Trance. It's just like they last. I mean, obviously some of them are more like overpowered than others, but it's like they last way too long, and they especially for PvP. And like that, I think like the biggest problem is again like when it comes down to like not balancing separately between PvE and PvP. I think that's why like for so long these things have been just stupid overpowered. It's because they're not like going out of their way to figure out how to do that. But yeah, I mean like these roaming supers they last too long. They do too much damage, and it's like they have like perks in their trees that just like they increase the range, or they start your health and shield regeneration. They give you energy back, or they increase the duration of the super, and it's like there's just too much stuff going on there that just makes these supers more and more busted, and it's like they gotta stop doing that. They gotta stop.
I just feel some supers is just way too overpowered. Then you have some classes is way overpowered. Like
Yeah.
in some terms, like I feel like the hunter's ass, all this jumping all the way high, so high up in the air that you can't even hit the nigga. Come on, man. He jumps higher than a warlock, and that makes no fucking sense at all.
Yeah. The I mean I can understand like they want each class to be unique to themselves, like to obviously where each class stands out in like their jumps, their grenades, their abilities, every little different thing they can do. But again, like it comes down to like balancing. Again, like it's great and all to make things stronger and stronger for PvE, but it's like for PvP when you don't balance things separately between PvE and PvP, they're not taking that into account, and
that's even like when you go against a hunter, you got temper blades. Like he can run into your damn super and not even fucking die.
Exactly.
But you can literally get hit by this nigga's blades and die. It's like, hold on, wait a minute. So you're telling me that these fucking little non-chuck ass blades he got are better than every fucking super in this goddamn game? Like, yeah.
You're talking about the spectral blades, right?
Yeah, them little blades. That shit don't make, just because he's invisible don't mean that he's unstoppable.
Yeah, I think
they literally do that shit.
Yeah.
Okay. You hit him with a Nova bomb, or you hit him with something, and that nigga go straight through the damn Nova bomb and just come straight for you with a blade. Like, hold on, wait a minute, time out. This nigga just got hit. How is he running through it? Or even with the warlock, when you use his blow up thing.
Yeah, Nova Warp, yeah.
His Nova Warp. They go straight into it because they know they're not gonna die.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
yeah, I think like these roaming supers, like they just get way too much extra armor, and it's just like like I could
like
I don't know if it's just they want you to feel like, oh, like I'm in my super, like I can just I'm really strong right now. I could run around and just kill everybody, and like, like they want to like make you feel like, you're in like some super mode or whatever, like where you could really tank hits, but it's like, that's cool and all to make you feel like you're really strong, but it's like, in terms of balancing for PvP, again, they're not taking that into account. It's not balanced. You can't do that. What they need to do is literally do it like Call of Duty. Like with these specialists that you roam around in, you don't get any extra health. You don't get any extra armor. You're still as squishy as like everybody else. And it's like, that's what they need to do. Where like, it's like you have like an easy button kill ability, but you're still as vulnerable as everybody else. Like, you still have to be careful with how you play. You can't just run out there now because you're in your super. You got to be careful with how you use it. And that's what I noticed with in Call of Duty, is that, yeah, they like have their specialists, but it's like they're not just popping it right off the bat and running around willy-nilly like an idiot, because they know they still have that same amount of health. They still have the same amount of, they still take the same amount of bullets to die. And like, so they're very careful with how they use it. And but Destiny just, that's just not the case, and Bungie needs to learn from that, and they need to do that. It's just they're just way too strong. Roaming supers are just way too strong, especially Fist of Havoc. At least right now, in the current meta.
I'm like, well, at the end of the day, Bungie has a couple of things to do. In my book, like, okay, yes, y'all need to fix the Roman super thing. I said y'all got it fixed where people will no longer have to run. You can actually shoot them down out of a Roman super. Only time will tell. We won't know until Shadow Keep.
Yeah, we want, like, at the end of the day, all these things, like, we could speculate all we want, we could talk about it all we want, but again, at the end of the day, we'll only find out when Shadowkeep comes out, and as time goes on from there.
Like,
but
I feel that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Also, like, I just feel like it shouldn't be more about, oh man, I got a super now, I can run and just demolish everything. I'm an Incredible Hulk all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You're not the Incredible Hulk.
Like, I feel so stupid. I honestly feel so stupid and scumbaggy whenever I do that, because like, whether I'm invading in Gambit with my Dawnblade, or I'm in PvP running around with my Fist of Panic, as I like to call it, I could just slaughter everybody because I know that I have a lot of extra armor, and I could just literally one-shot everybody, easy peasy, and it's just like, I invade in Gambit, a few seconds, I just run up to get close to the other team, and then I just go bam, 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 and with my Dawnblade, I kill everybody in like a matter of like 10 seconds, and it's like, it feels cool, feels really like, I don't know, gives you like a 2-second rush, but like after that, like, I don't feel satisfied. I don't feel like I accomplished like anything. I don't feel like I outgunned, outplayed anybody. Like, it's terrible. I mean, I know that's like, it's part of the game. It's what you're supposed to do. It's just how it works. It's how it is. But it's like allow us to be able to do things that make us feel like give us that self-satisfaction, give us that like feeling of we like really like just outgunned the like other team, instead of just giving us more and more of these weapons, these abilities that just make it easier and easier for us to do that. Make it harder for us, but make it more satisfying when we do it. So that's just like, well, that's just what I have to say about that. Also, with I don't really have anything like to complain about with like class abilities or jumps. other than Warlock Jump sucks. But um,
Oh no, I just think
uh,
they need to stop making the warlock be like a damn bouncing ball when he hits the wall.
yeah, that
Like
too.
just bounce right off the damn wall. Like that is the most that'll turn you off real fast from a warlock because you
Oh
run,
yeah,
especially like when you're doing like the whisper of the worm or something
oh
like.
yeah,
I mean, to get yeah, doing that and you jump and you barely hit the wall, but then you bounce like a foot back because you barely hit the wall. Like
yeah.
yeah, that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I don't really like. I like the control of it, but just the mobility that you have is just not there. It and the again like bouncing off the walls like that's crazy. They need to really. I mean, that's the physics engine problem. Their physics engine is just out the roof. It's up the ass. It's out the window. It's in the freaking clouds. It's like, dude, stop freaking like the whole like flying across the room because I don't your sparrow blew up or whatever is like stop it, Bungie, stop it. It's not funny. This is like I don't care if you're trying to like create this ragdoll physics effect because you want your game to you want people to just have the fun with it or try to just be funny with it. But it's like when people are doing serious stuff, when people are trying to like get things done, people are trying to like not goofing around. And then when stupid shit like that, when the physics engine just totally screws you over, it's annoying. It's really annoying. And it's like they need to stop. They need to literally just scratch like scratch up that scrap up that physics engine that they have now and create a much more fluid, more like actual good physics engine that works. Um, the only other thing I have to say about like subclasses and stuff is grenades. There are literally like some subclasses have really good grenades, and then some of them just have terrible, awful, stupid, pointless
Hunter.
grenades. Hunter. I mean, you look at the Hunter's freaking void grenades, terrible. You look at the Titan's void grenades, terrible. You look at the Warlock's like arc grenades, terrible. Even the freaking even some of the like the only good Titan arc grenade is the pulse grenade. The only good Hunter like solar grenade is for PvE, the swarm grenade for PvP, the incendiary grenade. It's like there are just it's so limited to like how the viable grenades. Like there's just so few of them, and it's like I really do wish they would come up with more grenades because like you look at like if you look at all the subclasses grenades like literally like almost every class has the same grenades, and it's like why do they all have like the same grenades? Come up with unique grenades for each class, for each subclass, to make it like to make it's a more a unique experience for each of the subclasses. Um, yeah, yeah, and so that's pretty much about all I have to say for that. It's just like like expand on the grenades, like please make them better and expand on them. Menagerie, I wrote that down because I just wanted to like really just briefly like kind of talk about like how it's literally like the best activity that they've ever freaking made. Like I myself love the menagerie. I love how like just all the encounters are super fun to play and like they're super interactive too. I love how like even if you're not talking to anyone, it's just like you really do feel like you're doing something like everybody's like playing together. It really makes you feel like that. And like that's what I huh? Um
It's not true, man. know that was wipe that thing down and like that again. Like show me a picture. I know exactly. Yeah, I think that's what it is. She's trying to pick. She doesn't. I know for a fact and there's no way because that you say how many she's saying damn I'm the only one. You the damn talk. Yeah, and Jamar followed me around to see exactly how he's like, oh, I'm not getting angry, it's just I don't like when people try to sit there and do shit. Then you trying to put somebody's name under he didn't do this. That's one thing with me, I'm not gonna lie about me.
What are you doing?
Yeah. 219? Oh yeah, I did. I know exactly. They see some shit like that, then I don't know where the hell I'm in it. One of the never. Because that's the one that has the little bench of it. On the bench with the little bleach spray, like the walls with bleach spray. Yeah. Alright. That kind of pissed me off. I do not like when people lie on me.
What happened?
Nah, like where I work at, my girl works there too, and she's like a manager
Oh,
at night. And she was like, "Oh well," one of the ladies said that you didn't. Well, I see that you put down that you cleaned this room today. She said that you didn't, and you left uh shit stains and stuff like that all over the toilet. And I'm like, how does that even sound? Like really? Like who would do something like that? And you're in a hotel room.
yeah.
Like yeah, that
Bleh.
she's like, well, this is the same lady that wanted me to adjust how so because they didn't have all the money to stay here a week, so they wanted me to. I said, nah, she trying to get over so she could get some shit free.
Mhm.
I said, man, look, I know people too well, and she's like, well, don't get mad. I said, it's not the point of me getting mad. It's the point I don't like my name being put in the stuff that or somebody trying to say I done this and I didn't do it.
Exactly, yeah. I hate
Like,
that either.
because that's my name. That's
Yeah, I mean, it like, yeah, it gives people the wrong impression on you, like, and it like makes people think that like you're a certain way or whatever, and it's like you're not, and it's like, you know,
like when you put somebody's name up like that, that's you like really trying to make that person look bad. And I'm sorry,
yeah,
because I will literally go up in your room and cuss you out for that, because that's one thing I don't play about. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you was my mama. I don't give a fuck. I don't care who you are. Do not
Um,
use my name to try to say anything. Like, not like that. No, I don't play like that. I
mhm,
don't find it funny. Nothing.
right. Yeah. So basically, like about the menagerie, like I just think that um, it's like literally for me, it's like the most fun activity that they've ever added, and I love the interactiveness. I love the like all the encounters and how cool and fun they are, and I like the rotating bosses thing. That's really cool, and like the loot like is really cool. Like the way that they like did the whole loot system with it is really cool, and just adds like a lot of replayability to it, and like even like upgrading the chalice like that even adds more replayability, and just like so much stuff. And the fact that like you get 3 powerful rewards on each character a week from it, like that just gives you even more of an incentive to play the menagerie. And like it like you actually it makes, at least for me, I won't speak for everybody else, but it really makes me feel like I want to play it because it's just so much fun, and the loot is actually like most of the loot's pretty good, and the opulent gear is really nice. It looks really nice, and you could put opulent mods on it, which are really helpful. So like I really like it. um I really love the menagerie, and like I wanted to bring that up because like I mean not just say that, but 1 second. Oh, I told you didn't have to.
This dude is lagging so bad. Bungie, can you stop letting people jump in
Yeah,
games that don't have a good connection? Because you can't really even
I'm
shoot
going
at them
to.
because they jump around like Kermit the
I'm
Frog.
I'm doing like a video thing with someone that I'm playing with. Okay. See ya.
Like, I'm literally watching this dude just jump around. Like,
Okay.
his connection is no good.
Um. Oh yeah. So I wasn't just bringing that up just to like compliment the shit out of Menagerie. I brought that up. I wanted to bring that up because I want. I mean, for one, I wanted to say like, why did we have to wait for this long for them to do something like this? And then two, uh, like I'm really hoping that going into the future that they do more stuff like this, because like a 6-man match made activity that isn't a raid. I mean, and it's just like it just brought so much life into the game for me, really, and like it brought so much enjoyment and such a big fun factor that I'm just really, I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that it took so long for them to do something like this, but I'm also really uh I'm hopeful and excited to see them hopefully do more stuff like this, because then like I'll just enjoy the game even more if they do more stuff like this, because like it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do, because like unlike where you only have 3 people in like a strike, 4 people in gambit, blah blah, and like that just limits, like it kind of limits like the variety of like play styles that you see, for the weapons that you see, the subclasses and abilities that you see being used, and but with 6 people, like who knows what, like so much variety of weapons and subclasses and abilities that you'll see. Like obviously there'll be like the few like select things that are like that will be like the best, like let's say hammers or tether or well, like that might be like the main choices. But it's like, again, like 6 people, like so you don't like, not everybody has to pick just those things. Like you have much more of a you have a much more of a choice to choose, to have variety, which is great, which is what I really like, and which is why I'm really hoping that they keep doing stuff like this with just creating more and more activities. Um, yeah. So, yeah, there's that, and um, the last two that I wanted to talk about, story missions. I don't know if you have anything much to say about story, but since I come from a big, heavily story based RPG background, like I'm like RPGs, and like that have such like long, in-depth, amazing stories. And then when I came into Destiny, because I saw like with the trailers and stuff that it was gonna be like it was gonna have story, and like I was all for it. And then all these years, time goes on, story this, story that, yada yada. And then like the the freaking the fall was of like the story part of Destiny was they when they came out with Forsaken, it was like shit. It was mind blowing. Probably one of the best stories that they ever came up with. It was really good, very well thought out, very very well put together. Like it was so it felt very personal and immersive and interactive, and it was really good. The Forsaken story was really good, and it felt like there was just a reason to do it. It felt like there was a reason to, I don't know, it felt like you were a part of it. It felt like you really were a part of it. And then after that, you got Black Armory that had no story, nothing. And then you had Joker's Vault again, nothing. And then you have this one, nothing. No story, no story missions, nothing story related at all. And it's where did it all go? And I was I mean, sure, now I'm used to it, but it's it's at the beginning of each expansion, I'm like, oh, they finally gonna bring back story. Are there gonna be some story missions? I would always kind of expect it or be hopeful for it, and it just never came. Each expansion, Black Armory, Joker's Wild, this one, just never came, and I was just really disappointed. I mean, again, I'm used to it at this point, but it's I just wanted them to just bring that back, because that was one aspect of Destiny that just made Destiny Destiny. It was that it's story based, or at least it was supposed to be. And when they took that away, it just became a game that you just play for either to kill time or to play with friends, clanmates, whatever. It's got a bunch of activities you can do, and you can have good memories and all that good stuff. But it's the story was I mean, the story for one was what got me into Destiny in the first place, and then it was also something that I always looked forward to. And it's when they took that away, it really just put a damper on the game for me, and I was yeah, it really saddened me very much that they just did that. And so I mean, from the looks of it, from the looks of the trailers that they've put out so far, the reveals, the trailers, teasers, everything, that they are that Shadowkeep is gonna bring that back. I mean, at least I'm really hoping for it, and it does look like it. But yeah, I just that's basically just what I wanted to say. There is that it was just kind of sucked that they did that, and that I hope that going into the future that they don't do that ever again, because it's like it was a big part of the big aspect of this game for me that really like drew me to it, really kept me playing the game, is always looking forward to the next story. Uh, Even though like they kind of didn't really have anything to do with each other, it's just it was a story. I like story. I like story missions. I like being able to see characters like go through go through journeys and hard times and adventures and all that stuff, and being able to hear what they sound like and see like what kind of person are they, like what's their personality like, and like seeing like also seeing characters in action like through the cutscenes and all that. And it's like it was just kind of really saddening for them to just for a whole year to just take that away. But yeah, I mean looks pretty hopeful for Shadowkeep, so I'm staying positive for that. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, same here. Like the story was all over the place, and most of the story you couldn't get unless if you was on a Grim card or Red Lore. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
the
like that
thing.
part.
It's like the lore. It's like there's in quotes lore, but it's like there's no like lore in game. There's no lore that's visually shown to you that you can watch, that you get to like actually see. It's all just in text, and it's like that's boring to me. I just wish they would show more like more background and more history, more story, like through being able to like being able to see it and experience it through story missions and cutscenes and all that. Like that would be nice. Would be really nice. Um, and then like the last thing here was the level and the leveling system. So for me,
I don't have anything to say about that one because I've played some games that had worse leveling than Destiny.
really,
Yes.
well, can you give an example?
Let's see. DC Universe.
Oh God.
Um, for a while, World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls, uh, EverQuest.
Oh my God.
Uh, they're just Final Fantasy Online.
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna touch my finger on that one because this is probably the best one I have seen.
Yeah. I think like
Yeah.
if you, yeah, those all seem like pretty similar. I mean, I haven't played any of those. I never played DC Universe. I never played Final Fantasy Online. I never played WoW. What was some of the other ones that you mentioned?
DC Universe,
DC,
EverQuest.
EverQuest, never played that. Yeah, so literally pretty much all you mentioned, I don't think I ever played those games, and so I can't really say too much about it, but um, I the reason that I wanted to talk about that, I mean, I like don't like the leveling system at all, because I mean, for me, again, I came from a background of RPGs that have like actual leveling systems where your level actually means something, and leveling up and upgrading your stats and like just getting yourself stronger and stronger like actually does something and actually means something, has value. And when
See,
I
the
with
only
literally throughout the not even just this game, but throughout the entire lifespan of Destiny, like the level, like just the word level and the game's leveling system and your light level has never, to me, at least to me, has doesn't mean shit. literally doesn't mean anything to me, and it doesn't do anything for me, has no value to me, because
Okay.
for one, like
Now I
when
understand what you're saying when you say leveling system.
oh okay,
Okay. Now I could talk about that part
oh okay,
because
yeah. I
I
just
don't.
want to just get this so I don't forget what I was gonna say. I just want to so like for me, I hate it because again, like actual RPGs, the leveling system and levels actually mean things, because as you level up, your stats go up and you actually get stronger and stronger than the enemy, and it actually is noticeable. It actually does something, has value. In Destiny, again, not just this game, but literally throughout the entire lifespan of Destiny so far, all leveling does, all your level means, is that it just allows you to go into higher and higher level activities without and like as you get like over like at that recommended level and higher, you just you're eliminating that damage penalty, because when you're 10 levels under, you have like I think it's like a 10 or 15% damage reduction, and then 20 is like another 10 or 15%, and it goes on from there for like 40 levels. It's literally up to 40 levels, and when you're 40 plus levels under, you can't do anything. You can't do any damage. There are question marks. um, and then like what I really hate about it is that your damage increase by going over the recommended level is capped at 20 light levels above. So let's say it's 700 recommended. When you hit 720, whatever the damage increase is, it's capped at 720. Like even though the level cap is 750, you don't get any more damage increase after 720, and it's like, but like other than that, that's like the only plus two leveling. That's the only pro to leveling yourself. It is like that's it. But other than that, all leveling is just it allows you to go into higher and higher level activities. There's no stats. I mean, you have like these right now, at least. I mean, because they're gonna bring back the intellect discipline. Uh, what the fuck was the other one? I forgot. Um, right now we have resilience, recovery, and mobility. Right now, these stats don't mean shit. Like resilience is barely noticeable. Like as you like bring it up and up, you barely are able to take like that many more shots. Mobility is dreadful because it doesn't do what it says. It doesn't actually increase your sprint speed or your movement speed. All it does is increase your jump height, which is lame, and you don't really want that with the way that the game plays. And it increases your ADS straight speed, which no one gives a shit about. And then you have recovery, which is the only stat that actually it noticeably makes a difference between having low recovery and like high recovery or max recovery. That is the only thing that actually makes a difference. So stats in this game, like, and there's no other stats than that. You have no like HP stat, you have no MP stat, you have no attack, defense, speed, agility, special defense, physical defense, magic defense. You have none of that shit. Um, and and then like yeah, so it's like there's just really, other than like just to be able to play, other than to be able to have access to every activity, leveling just doesn't mean anything. Has zero value. And that's what I'm waiting for them to freaking like, and I'm hoping Shadowkeep does like something here, just something with it, because I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting for them to make this game more RPG like, and like actually make your level and your stats mean something, to actually make you like leveling up, get you where you get stronger and stronger than the enemy. Because like I still remember in Destiny 1, you could get to max level, max light level, and you could go into the freaking spawn area in the Cosmodrome, I believe it was called, and that one level 2, that, well, I mean, there was more than one, but the closest like Vandal there that was like level 2, you could never one melee him because of the way the leveling system is, and it's terrible. It needs to go. Yeah, that's
my whole thing about the leveling system on here. Like, if you're going to call this supposedly now y'all gonna try to call it an MMO, we're gonna call it that. The starting grounds, we shouldn't be going in and getting killed. I'm sorry. We're way past the starting ground level. There is no reason why we should be going up in a place where level 10s is and they're killing us.
Yeah.
Like, my other gripe with it is when you go into Crucible and people just start and they're like 100 and you're level 750 and they kill you with one shot.
Yeah.
That should not happen.
I can't even tell you, like, when we would do comp together, the amount of people that were just like 200s, 300s, 400s, and they have
50.
all these white, blue, green weapons, and they're just freaking slaughtering us with it. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, they should not be able to do that.
My whole thing is, when Shadow Keep come out and y'all say this is now y'all version of an MMO, y'all version of an MMO better act like an MMO.
Exactly.
Because unlike most people, I'm not from I play RPGs, but I'm from an MMO background.
Yeah, you
putting that word MMO on anything means
you can't just do that.
You can't just sit there and just put that name on something and we get the Destiny we have now. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, like, you look at...
I'll call you out all day on everything on this damn game that's not an MMO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you look at WoW, which is actually an MMO. That is literally, like, as MMO as you could probably freaking get it. At least what I've seen. I've never played it, so I
played WoW for 5 years straight.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. You got
all I played was WoW. Once you put that name on there is some shoes to fill.
Yeah, I'm just tired of like them saying, oh, like, you know, our game has MMO aspects. Yeah, great. Like, you could play with other people around the world. Like, that's about it. There's nothing other.
You can't just call it an MMO because you can play with people around the world. Cause goddamn it, we playing with people around the world and everything. So I guess fighting games. MMO.
Yeah, it's true. Everything's an MMO now. You might as well call everything an MMO.
I guess shooting games is an MMO.
Yep.
Because they're playing with people online. So no.
Yeah, they should just. I mean, it honestly, like, Destiny in my eyes is just a. Honestly, it's really just an online shooter.
Me personally, when they put that word MMO and was like, hey, look, now we're going to say this is an MMO. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of steps. Just like with people talking about, hey, well, they can't just continue this over and over again. That's a motherfucking lie. Mm-hmm. WoW's been out since I was a kid. I am 37 years old, and that damn game is still going strong, and they ain't rebooted that game at all. It is an expansion. That thing is a bunch of damn expansions to make that game. So this bull crap of, oh, we can't take Destiny 2 that far. If you're going to put the word MMO behind it, you can take it that far. Because I swear to God, y'all come out with Destiny 3 and somehow, some way, we lose our light again and start all the way over at 0. I am literally going to write a 5-page letter on Bungie's fucking page of stop. I'm tired of losing my light level. I don't give a damn if it is a new enemy that came. I like that. Y'all have burnt that shit the fuck out. Don't do it again. Please don't, because I will be the first one to sit there. I'll probably be the only one that says anything about that, because that sounds stupid. Oh, you lost your light level. Yeah. Like, how the fuck did we lose our goddamn light level, nigga?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Like, we lost our
light level, we lost our guns, we lost
we lost everything. I mean, like, yeah, so like you said, like, you played WoW for what, five years, right?
I played WoW for 5 years. I played
5
EverQuest
years.
for I played EverQuest for about 3 years. I played City of Heroes, which a lot of people don't know what that is. I played that for 4 years. I played Elder Scrolls Online when it first came out for probably like 3 years too.
Damn. Yeah, so you have massive MMO experience.
Yeah,
So I
so
mean, if
that's
anything, like you should be the one freaking directing like them how to like actually make an
like me
MMO.
personally.
Like an MMO needs this, and this.
Like even with them putting that back there, it's like saying MMO. Okay, I can say that, but in the MMOs you have a tank,
Yeah.
you have different classes for different things, and all
Mhm.
these classes have to work together to do acquire something. I said
Mhm.
Destiny is still to me. I don't care even after Shadowkeep come out. It still to me will not be an MMO. It's a good looter shooter.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna call it. I can't
I mean,
even
that's
call it a
basically what this game is.
RPG.
It's a looter
To
shooter.
me, it's just a looter shooter.
Yeah, I mean, this game is not an RPG. No matter like how much story related stuff that they put in the game, like it's not an RPG because it doesn't. If it doesn't have every aspect of an RPG in it, it's not an RPG, and it's not an MMO because if it doesn't have every aspect of an MMO in it, it's not an MMO. It's literally just a looter shooter with little bits of little
This and
sprinkled
that.
stuff in there. Yeah,
Yeah, because like an MMO, like I said, you have your healer, and that's all they do is heal.
yeah.
You have
You
a
have
control.
a
You have
tank.
somebody who does
You got
damage. That's all they do is do damage.
yeah.
They're not. They're not damaging, healing, going around. No, no, no,
No,
no, no.
you can't have like you can't do everything at once. Like
Like I
you're one role, and that's you pick one thing, and that's your role. That's what you do. That's all you do.
that's that's like when Shadowkeep come out. I'm not running multiple characters no more. I'm done. I'm going to pick one and just stick with it. I
Yeah,
will have my other characters, but I'm going to pick one and just I have all three. I'm going to pick one and just stick with it because it's like there's too much to do to be trying. I'm not going to grind out every goddamn thing on every damn character. That's dumb.
mm-hmm.
I feel if you unlock a gun for this character, it should be unlocked for all the rest of your characters.
Exactly. Yeah,
That
everything should
that
be
is
everything should be account wide, not character wide.
that's like the dumbest shit ever. Oh, well, I got the Outbreak Prime quest done with my Titan, but now I got to go do a lock.
Yeah,
I got to go
that's
do it with my Hunter. I got to go like that's just dumb. That's
yeah.
that's
Because for
that's
stuff that you have to unlock, like you have to unlock it on all three of your characters, and that's like a lot of time to put into it and a lot of work. Like it's freaking crazy.
like this Solstice grind. I feel it should have been account based. You get it for one character, you get that armor for every other fucking character because they
Yeah,
knew it was too fucking long. Like these quests and some of the shit just don't add up for what you're doing the quest for.
yeah,
Like that gear to me, yeah, it looks nice. It's some nice looking gear. You got some little gold and white, and gives a damn.
yeah,
What does the gear do? It doesn't. It don't really do shit else for you.
yeah.
It's just cosmetics.
Yeah, that's
It's
literally
to
all
make
it
you look
is.
different.
It's just
See,
like a newish looking
to
gear
me,
set, but it literally
to
has the
me, just
same mod slots as everything else. It has
yeah,
the same perks as everything else.
to me, just to go off the subject for a moment, Greg. Like and this is just my opinion. I've been saying this a lot. Um, because there's all types of games out here like that. So you have like that game, you have Anthem.
Yeah,
Everybody, hold on, give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Okay, everybody dogged Anthem when it came out because
yeah,
it didn't have all the stuff that Destiny had.
right.
But I'm looking at it like, and this is the way I looked at Anthem. This is the way I looked at the Division. This is the way I look at every game when it comes out. How are we going to knock one game when we won't even knock the game that's made us wait to get it to where it's at now?
Exactly.
Destiny was not gold when it first came out. I do remember the downtime, the months on top of months on top of months before we got an expansion.
Yeah, I don't
I
like.
can
That's what I
remember.
literally don't get. Why like people they'll always like anytime like a new game comes out that's similar to something that's already out, like again like when people were just ripping on Anthem before it even came out and they were comparing it to Destiny, um, and like and then even when it came out they're like, oh, like, well, it doesn't have this like Destiny has, or there's no like quests like Destiny has, and there's no like daily weekly bounties or stuff like Destiny has. Like they like every little thing that people would nitpick because comparing it to Destiny, and it's like and then like I don't know. It's like you can't
To me,
do
it was
that because every game is different. Every game is its own game.
to me
Every
it was just like it was like, okay, y'all nitpicking because it doesn't have what Destiny has. But do y'all remember how long it took Destiny to even get to where it's at?
Exactly, like they're not freaking
How
thinking
many of
straight.
y'all was
Like Destiny has been
Destiny?
out for over what 6 years at this point, I think.
How
Uh,
many of y'all was playing Destiny when Destiny was garbage?
yeah,
I
Destiny's
remember when it was
bad.
garbage. I
Yeah,
remember when the player base was low. I, I
yeah. I mean,
remember
I
when
remember the beginning
Destiny
of
had.
Destiny when it literally felt like the launch game felt like a beta, and I'm like, what is this game? But then like the people don't still to this point don't understand is that it's an ongoing game. You're supposed to wait for stuff. I mean, they make us wait longer than we should, but it's like, it's they need to make us wait to release things at certain times of the year so that the game has longevity, so the game can keep going.
Because I remember for a while, I didn't really think that Destiny was gonna be this game that they have voted it to be for all this goddamn time. Talk about, oh yeah, this gonna be like a decade game. This game's gonna be around forever. Shit. After Destiny One, I was like, man, shit, this might be. During Destiny One, I was like, man, this shit might be the death. And then when Destiny Two came out and it went down the same path as Destiny One, I was like, oh my god, y'all didn't learn shit from the first
Yeah.
time.
In fact, Destiny 2 when it launched was even way worse than like during the time of Destiny 1. The first year, like it just tanked downhill so bad. And then
But
like I mean, they
I'm just like I'm like a lot of the community has to start looking at stuff differently. Stop
yeah.
listening to YouTube. Stop listening to everything else. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
I was
biggest
like, stop listening to YouTube.
problem.
Stop listening to YouTube. Stop listening to all these people out here just telling you, "Hey, this is better than this." No, stop,
Exactly. Like you have all
because
these
it's
influencers, these
like
popular influencers that people like they're just so like bent on only listening to their words and their opinions that like if even if the developers were to come up physically to their face and say and tell them this that the facts, not their opinions, not false words, not freaking banter. Like they still wouldn't listen because they would probably tell them, "Oh well, the guy that I watch hasn't freaking said anything about that," or freaking so and so said otherwise, or so and so's opinion. I value his opinion more than I do you, the developers, facts. So I'm not gonna listen to you. Like it's just they're so brainwashed, they're so
I'm
indoctrinated that it's like they just don't. And that's why honestly, like I like YouTube and Twitch, but it's like it's these specific influencers uh I'm not gonna again like there will be people that will disagree with me, but honestly I don't give a fuck. A ninja, Dr. Disrespect, um you got freaking I mean even like for example like Destiny people, like you got Cactus, you got Dot, I hate Dotto, freaking I don't know if Broman or Gathalion still do Destiny shit, but I hated them. like, you have all these influencers that don't know shit, but like, because they're entertainers, that's the fucking problem. Is these people become entertainers, and much less, like literally less than 1% of actual gamers and knowledgeable people about video games and developers and like, all that stuff, all that related shit, that is just like, stop listening to people who are just pure entertainers. That's the fucking problem.
I'm at the point now, like I've I've been gaming since probably, and I'll say a system that probably none of y'all have ever
And try
unless
me.
if you're old. I've been gaming since Coleco.
I've heard of that.
So I had a Nintendo.
Yeah, I think the
I
oldest
had a
one
Sega.
that I had.
I had Dreamcast. I had
Yep.
Neo Geo. I had TurboGrafx 16.
Damn.
I had
Yeah,
Sega Saturn, Dreamcast,
wow.
Sega CD,
Damn, dude.
PlayStation 2, Xbox, the original, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 4,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm one of them. Like I watch YouTube, I listen to what people say, but I don't agree with YouTubers. I don't agree with a
Yeah.
lot of. I said
Mm.
just like now, the biggest thing is let's bash Microsoft, let's bash this person, let's bash this. I'm not gonna bash anybody because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's like, okay, these are companies. They don't give a fuck what y'all think, what anybody think. They're gonna make what they want to make.
Mm.
So we're not
Um.
changing anything. I'm like, but at the end of the day, it's more of, like I said, these YouTubers that people listen to
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. I just don't agree with it. I've been gaming mainly longer than most of the damn YouTubers that I watch. Their
Yeah.
first game system was probably a 360 or a PlayStation 1. Dude, I remember where games was hard. Remember where there was no saves. I remember
Yeah.
leaving my Nintendo on all day while I went to school
Dude,
and
I
hope that didn't nobody cut it off.
remember. Do you remember Did you ever play the first Super Smash Bros?
Yep.
I remember leaving on the system for a whole 24 hours so that the Mewtwo would pop up and so I could get Mewtwo. I remember that, dude.
I said I remember like playing way back in the days old Mega Man and things like that where there was no saves. Once you die, you start all the way back from the beginning.
Damn.
I said so.
Yeah.
Like it's coming to the point of where if you like the game for what you like it for, just play it. Who cares?
Yeah, see, that's like, I think, like, with, because of, how much, that YouTube and Twitch and influencers have just become, as time goes on, just, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's becoming, more and more of a thing. That's great now. I'm all for YouTube and Twitch becoming, more, like, of a normal thing in people's eyes than like, oh, like, what is that? What do you mean you're a streamer? Or what do you do with, what is YouTube? Like, how do you do that? Like, you'll get like, like, people, like, a lot of people still just see that way. And, I'm all for it, becoming more known throughout the world and all that. But it's like, people are, you have these scumbag YouTubers and streamers that are like just becoming entertainers and becoming more and more popular, and then they're just they're like these young, whether you're a young adult or a teenager or a kid, whatever, like, people, they find out about these people, and it's like they take advantage of them because they know, like, what the hell do these young kids know? They like me, they're gonna listen to me, and they take advantage of that, and then they brainwash them, they manipulate them, and they indoctrinate them, and it's like they just twist their minds into thinking like, oh, like whatever I say goes. Whatever I say is what you need to believe. Whatever I say, like my opinions are not opinions, they're facts. Like, you know, and like that's just, it's been built into these people's brains so badly that it's just like people have no minds of their own anymore. And it's like I'm getting tired of that. Like where literally like people's opinions on games, people's opinions on developers, people's likes and dislikes, like so many aspects of the human of the human, like being human, has just been twisted so badly by influencers where like people can't even be people without like without an influence, a YouTuber or streamer telling them how to live. And it's like, or how to think, how to talk, how to act, how to do this, how to do that. And it's like you gotta like, I want to like almost tell each and every one of those single people, you need to take a step back, take your face out of the screen, and like write down what it is that these influencers freaking, yeah, how they, you know, what they what they tell you how to do, talk, act, dislike, blah blah blah, everything that you feel dependent on these influencers, and learn how to be dependent. Learn how to be dependent on your own. To learn how to be dependent on your own, or to yourself, or whatever. Like it's really mind blowing. It really is that just people have no opinions of their own anymore. People no freaking will of their own. It's just people are just so like attached to these freaking influencers that it's just like it's really depressing. It really is. Like I'll watch, like you said, like you'll watch people's videos of, you know, them talking about things and, you know, their opinions on it and all that. You know, I'll do that too. That's great. It's great and all, you know, to hear what people have to say, especially, you know, if I enjoy their content and all that and I like the kind of person that they are. But it's like that's where it stops. That's where I put the line. I'll go, oh, okay, you know, you think that's your opinion on this, you know, that's your opinion on this person, blah blah blah. Okay, I still freaking have my own opinions. On people, on games, on developers, on, you know, companies, whatever. And that's like I know where to put the line, where to make sure that everything, like the way I think, the way I act, the way I talk, the way I do things, the types of games that I play, everything, the type of people that I watch, like is all by my own volition, my own will, my own choice, not by freaking some dipshit like Dr. Disrespect or freaking Ninja or whoever. Like, they're all fucking scumbags in my opinion. I couldn't care less about them.
Like I said, I just want like I'm at the point of start creating content, but it's just like I'm at the, I just want people to just realize like everything everybody say, that's their opinion.
Yeah.
You have to have your own opinion.
And that's where people are being
I'm not.
are
I've
being
never
screwed.
been. I've never been that type of person to sit there and follow what everybody else says.
Exactly. Same.
I've played games that people that said are ass.
Like for example, I mean, sorry to cut you off, but I just want to say like, that yeah, like literally every game that I've played, every game that I've ever played, every game that I play right now, is all because I want to. It's all because like, you know, I want to play it, whether I enjoy it 100% of the time or not. You know, it's something that I chose to play because I want to play it.
Well, it's just like the conversation that we had the other day, Greg, where I basically told you, hey, look, I'm not a Sony fan. I don't really play Sony things. I've owned their systems before, but I don't play them.
Right.
But I would never sit there and say, hey, Greg, you should not buy a PlayStation because of da 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 da. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to be that person to sit there and tell you what you should play because I don't know what you like. I know what I like. I know the reason why I don't buy Sony. I know the reason why I don't play on their console. but I would never tell somebody to go buy something or do something just because I don't do it. Like,
Right.
no, 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 no. You have a brain of your own. It's your brain.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a brain. Every person, every individual person has a brain of their own. Use it. Don't like. That's the thing is like I think like with like with YouTube and Twitch getting so big and all these like you have all these big influencers that so many young kids follow. Like they become so dependent on them to like make almost every decision that they make in their lives, and it's like they're no one's telling them like, dude, you don't need this one person to tell you how to live your life. Like take a step back and
Because that's
freaking
like,
if you just think about something that you want to do in the futures, like or a decision you need to make soon, and just think about how to do that on your own.
yeah, because that's like I said, I've had a lot of people tell me, hey, look, well, the new systems are coming out. You should buy a PlayStation because they got exclusives. Microsoft has exclusive.
Yeah,
Everything has
everybody
exclusive.
has exclusives.
I be honest, like, yeah, I want me to buy it because they have God of War, they have Dead
Yeah,
Stranding, or they, man, I don't even like. I've played every God of War. Why do I want to play another God of War?
yeah,
Well, you buy Gears every year, yes, because I like Gears. God of War just wasn't fun to me.
right.
It was fun at back in PlayStation 2 and 3 era. After that, it just died. It was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I'm a guy that's running around with a little boy telling me, "Hey, over there, hey, over there." Like, why is this little kid following me? I'm killing people. Like, but it all comes down to just like I said. I just don't follow what people say.
Yeah.
Like you said, most of the games you play is just because of which that's your decision.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make my decision off of what somebody else says or what a YouTuber says or oh well, just like the thing where people be like, "Hey, PC master race." I would never tell a person go build a PC just
Yeah.
because, just because you might not
You
like
should
it.
build a PC. Get off console. Consoles suck. Build a PC now. Like
Like,
what? What? How would you tell
yeah,
them how much it's gonna cost to build one?
I understand why some people prefer console. I understand why some people prefer PC. Now, me, I
Yeah.
came from a console and PC background. I've always had both.
Yeah, I mean, I've like for as long as I can remember, I've played games on PC and console, and like for me, like there are like the I prefer to play shooters on PC because they feel really fluid. You're like you can react like a lot like faster and smoother than I think on console. Um, and but like with consoles, I prefer RPGs because it's just I feel like it's just like I don't need to be on PC for that. Like I've always played RPGs on console, as especially PlayStation, and it's just like that's just where that's where I want to
See,
keep it.
and the biggest thing with me was like everybody was like, "Well, build a PC because you know on PC everybody talks. They don't talk on console." Now I've been back on PC for probably about 5 or 6 months now. I think I haven't heard that many people talk.
Yeah, honestly, like the funny thing is like
On
there,
console. I'm always in a party. I always hear somebody talk, even in
yeah,
regular game.
it's actually kind of funny how the noticeable difference in like with games like the difference in like communities that like they do like talk like all the time or like at least a good amount in like the text chat or like if there's an open voice chat like people are always talking, and then some games where like they just don't, they barely talk at all, like or if
I'm like,
if
just
at all.
I'm like playing Destiny, open world chat. You don't hear anything. It's like crickets.
I don't think there even an open voice chat.
Yeah,
Yeah, well then I don't hear shit. Nobody. I didn't hear
I
nobody.
at first I didn't think PC had it until I went into options and there I was like, damn, they do have it. It's like, damn, you don't hear shit.
Nope, and nothing. People don't want to freaking talk to each other. Like, I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like most of the time, whenever people just want to say something, it's always something like negative or toxic.
And to me, like that's like the biggest downside to like playing a game like Destiny or and stuff like that.
Yeah,
If you're not communicating, it goes back to what I was saying. If you're not communicating, shit's just not going to work. It's like,
yeah,
could you imagine playing WoW and you're in a big dungeon and you're not talking?
yeah. It would be
Do you
really
know
bad.
how?
Oh
Do you
my
know how
god!
fast
Imagine
they
doing a
will
WoW
kick
raid
you
and not
out
talking. Shit, that
of
would
the
be
raid?
awful.
Yeah, they will kick you out of a raid
Oh yeah,
fast.
though like if you don't talk within like probably I mean okay again like I'm not talking like I'm talking from experience or anything, but it's like just from like at least what I've seen, I would assume like they're like pretty like WoW raids are pretty hardcore and like there's a lot of people in there and like with a lot of people like everybody needs to be communicating with each other and it's like I like
I'll put it this way: I play WoW. I had a clan on WoW. I was in one. If you didn't speak in our clan in the first 5 seconds of you being up in there when we say hello, and you don't say nothing, hold on, don't worry about it. We don't need you. Boot,
yeah.
go find somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I would that's what
like,
I wish
but,
people were like with this
but
game's
on
clan
here,
system. Like
it's like
everybody was, I wish everybody
it,
was more hardcore and more like strict on that stuff and like like really emphasize on like like actually playing with your clan and talking all the time and yeah, I just wish like that was more of a thing.
it's like on here, it's more of okay. Every once in a while, like if you jump up in a group or something, they might throw you their Discord. But it's like, okay, but why should I have to go out of a program to jump in a program just to talk to you when it has open chat?
Like honestly, I wouldn't even use it anyway because like the audio sucks. Discord
Yeah,
audio is
but
way better than the open chat
I
audio.
understand that. But sometimes you're like, because like if you get somebody new that's new to PC that don't know shit about Discord,
Oh yeah,
them niggas gonna look at you like, huh? What is
yeah.
that?
There, yeah. I mean, yeah. At this point, I feel like it's kind of weird when people don't know about Discord because it's just so popular at this point. But yeah. I mean, like, yeah. There's always gonna be
But
someone
if
that
you come,
doesn't know
but
something.
but it's like if you're coming from console where they have party chat or chat or
Yeah.
and things like that, they're not thinking about Discord.
Right.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. You don't
You
need it.
chat.
Mm,
Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like it's more emphasis of try to make it easy so you can get stuff done because
yeah.
the way it is on PC right now, you have to have a Discord to sit there and chit chat, or you got to use something to
Yeah.
chat.
Mm,
People from console coming from console don't know shit about that because all they got to do is
right.
just press a button, go into a party. There you go. We can
Yeah,
chat
it's
all
so
damn
much
day.
like faster and more accessible. Like with Discord, like you have to tab out of the game. You gotta pull up the app. You gotta,
Type in the person's
you,
name.
yeah,
Try to find.
you yourself can go into the Discord right away. But it's like you still have to ask the person what's their Discord name, and then you have to type all that stuff in. You gotta add them, and then you gotta invite them to the Discord, and you gotta wait for them to accept the invite, and then you gotta wait for them to figure out how to get into the Discord, and then blah 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 blah. It's God. Um,
All those steps just to talk. So to me, a little bit, I understand why people on PC don't use mics because some of them's like, damn, that's a lot of damn steps to be sitting there just to talk to somebody.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, yeah, sure, it's a lot of steps to, you know, set it all up, but it's like, once you got it all set up, you're good. After that, it's like, easy, you know, click, click, boom, done. But yeah. So, yeah, that's all the good stuff on the list there. We actually, yeah, we actually talked for quite a long time, which is great. I actually like that. Actually, it was kind of nice to be able to just sit back and just, you know, talk about all these things that we wanted to, you know, just talk about. It's good to get things out once in a while.
Yeah.
Let me just do this outro real quick for the vid. All right, guys, it's gonna be it for the vid here for the podcast. Hope you know, if you made it all the way to this point, you know, good for you, congrats. Or, you know, if you skipped all the way to this point, that's kind of, don't do that. Go back and watch the whole thing. But yeah, if you watch the whole thing, you enjoyed, you know, hit the like and subscribe button. Just kidding, you don't have to do that. You can if you want. Or, you know, if there's anything y'all wanna throw down in the comments, you know, anything else you wanna talk about, you know, talk amongst yourselves down in the comments, feel free to do that. Or if, like, maybe you want to see another one and you have some ideas for us to talk about, yeah, you know, throw that shit down in the comments as well. Other than that, yep, it's been great talking about all this good stuff, about all our opinions on the state of the game and everything, and, you know, looking for the future for Shadowkeep and all that good stuff. Yeah, so see ya next time.